You're now rocking with the best. Central Florida's own 2-Minute Drill podcast with Blackjack, Carl Jones, Roro Cruz, and James Perry. Talking about all the things you care about. Unscripted, uncensored, and unfiltered. It's the 2-Minute Drill. Listen.
Yes. Welcome.
Hey.
We finally made it from our thoughts and prayers to your eyes and your ears.
We are
here. So we made it now, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So let me go into it, it's just your boy Blackjack, also known as PJ Jack.
Carl Jones.
Next to me is Carl Jones.
James Perry.
C-I-X. He's dyslexic, C-I-X. And then we got Roro Cruz.
La Afro-Latina.
The Afro-Latina.
What's up?
You know what I mean? Hey, listen, man. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you to all who supported us, who has given us this opportunity to come into your homes and say some real shit. We are going to cuss. We'll have some controversy. We'll put things on the table, but we're not going to take things off the table.
Can I say fuck?
Well, hey, it's just until we get kicked.
Not often. Damn, dude.
I was just making sure.
Have some kind of professionalism.
This is not the shack.
Okay, we're good. We're
like
I just want to get it out.
Bro, like this is not HBO. Look, we ain't HBO yet.
We are not HBO.
You know what I mean? This is not
This is
HBO.
gonna be a wholesome show,
Hold up.
Calm that down. We in there. We good.
All
Just
right.
get that out the way.
Hey,
Look. First of all.
What?
Bro, I don't know what type of tea that you gave me in my cup. I ain't never had no tea that didn't have to be sweetened.
It's grass infused.
It's grass. Listen, this
from
is
the islands.
This is the Puerto Rican tea.
I'm Puerto Rican. Ya tú sabes.
Let me have to get up and use the bathroom.
That's that weight loss tea. That's
that weight loss tea. You trying to tell me the weight loss tea? Let me find out. Bruh. Let me find out because as my grandmother used to say,
oh my God,
you know what I mean? Good stuff ain't meant to taste good. You know what I mean? So
better taste good.
You know what I mean?
That's
So
the truth, man.
let me
Castor oil.
If I have to use a bathroom mid show, there's gonna be some furniture moving in this motherfucker.
I was born in the 1900s. 1900s.
That's the most
disrespectful.
Hey, it is what it is.
Listen, man, these kids saying that 1900 stuff.
They killing me right now, bro.
That's the most disrespectful thing.
I want to when I hear them say that, I just instantly want to slap somebody.
Hey,
you was born in the 1900s.
Hey, 1900 proof right here, baby. I have it on because I don't want no glistening in your eyes. That's what it is, baby. I'm just real. Let's go.
Yeah,
what we got to talk about today?
Listen, man, we got some exciting stuff to talk about. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you guys been paying attention, but this world's fucking crazy, man. This thing is getting out of hand. One thing that really stands out to me is I remember a time where we were so enthusiastic and joyful over the information years. This century or whatever was about information. You know what I mean? Now we live in a era where everything is misinformation. Bad information. You feel me? And no matter where you go, you got conspiracy theories out the A. You know what I mean? You got people just throwing out bad information. They know it's bad information.
I do it sometimes. I ain't gonna lie.
Look.
When I'm saying I do it, is because I see a topic in an article and I haven't researched it, and I'll share it in 2.2 seconds.
You can't have your phone out here getting FaceTime. You know what I mean?
Oh my goodness.
You know what I mean? Let's turn.
Is that you, Carl? No, that's not me. I think it was the actual
Excuse
misinformation just dropping in. A live show. Like, really, come on now, PJ.
My bad. That's what that is. See, wait
a minute. You didn't know your own tone?
Listen, hold up. What Android does, the iPhone doesn't. Every time misinformation hits the airwaves, you get that.
That's what it does.
You know what I mean? So that's a misinformation ringtone.
Push out misinformation.
Yeah, it's probably from Joe Rogan show.
Oh my God. Let's not talk about Joe right now.
No, we're not gonna talk about Joe.
We're gonna say that.
Listen, what I do want to talk about is this Tinder Swindler on Netflix. Netflix Tinder Swindler, and that's a mouth juggling thing as it is.
Sit here and say,
Tinder Swindler.
Saw the show. I'm not even gonna lie.
I don't even know how I watched the whole thing. I know Ro put me on it, and I was just curious, and I went down that little rabbit hole.
What's the rabbit hole, man?
So check this out, man. So everybody knows what Tinder is, right?
Yes.
So you know what Tinder is.
No. I do. Dude.
For those that don't know.
Listen, CIX. If anybody knows what Tinder is,
it ain't
it's
me.
You.
I ain't got a Tinder.
You a dang lie.
I ain't never had a Tinder.
I didn't see those females that you go down to Miami with for the hurricane game.
I don't want no Tinder.
Dude, those females that you with on Facebook, that pictures, those are Tinder females. Man. Like,
listen here.
I've never been on Tinder, but I know what Tinder females
I'm
look
a
like.
happily married man.
Anyways, let me talk about it. So, the Tinder Swindler, right? Basically, it was the show has, I think it was two or three women, right? And they're religiously on Tinder. I mean, there's one chick, she had like 1,200 matches, and she's still doing it, and she's swiping, blah blah blah. And she's looking for love on Tinder. On Tinder, you know what I mean? And she ends up finding this dude that's supposed to be like a heiress to a diamond family, and he has all this money, and they match on Tinder. So instantly, I'm like, so this dude that's dressed to the nine in Gucci and Fendi, whatever it is, you know, he's flying private jets. You know, he looks Rico Suave. He looks smooth. And here she looks like she's from, you know, someplace out in Missouri, you know what I mean?
Is she a regular degular?
She's a regular, you know, but she's I think she's like from where's she from? Norway or something like that?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. She looked like she's from Little House on the Prairie, right? So ultimately, my first thing is you don't look at yourself in the mirror. You know what I mean? This type of dude, if he's a billionaire, comes from a billionaire
be
family,
on Tinder, man.
He's not going to be on Tinder,
right?
And he's not going to go after someone like yourself. Like,
ladies and gentlemen, rich folks aren't gonna be on Tinder, and if they are, they out there just out there
to have fun.
But a person like him would actually go after a female like that because he sees low self-esteem,
right?
And so on.
A
and
person
so
with money is gonna be on Tinder.
No, okay. So let me finish the story. Let me finish the story. So I'll button it up, right? So anyway, she falls in love with this dude. That he's a multi-millionaire, comes from a diamond family, and another lady matches him. You know what I mean? And it then turns out he had a girlfriend from months with that, whatever. Well, come to find out, he was just a swindler. He didn't have any money like that, right? He wasn't the son of a big diamond tycoon. So after they got together a month, they were boyfriend and girlfriend for a month. He started asking her for money. You know what I mean? My enemies are after me, blah, blah, blah. I need money. They froze my account. So she started sending him money. So then she started taking loans out. And the crazy part is for me, like you're taking money out, taking loans, and you see him on Facebook having these extravagant parties and all that stuff, and you know that's what your money's being spent, and you stay giving him money.
Wow.
Opening credit cards and stuff
love
like
does,
that.
Man.
And then the other chick, pretty much the other chick doing the same thing.
Same thing.
And ultimately he ends up getting caught, right? He ends up, they band together, and they had a news article comes out on him, and he had a warrant and blah blah blah, and he wasn't a son of any tycoon. He was just a regular dude that just had game.
Well, how can you? So with the whole warrant and all this stuff, and them people trying to track him down, how can he get in trouble for that?
No, so the warrant wasn't for him doing that per se. He was already in jail, and he was doing some other shiesty things. He didn't when they caught him. He didn't spend no time for what he did to those women.
15 months.
Yeah. So, but he got 15. But he only did for like 5 months though. So they got 15 months. He only did 5 months. They didn't charge him for anything that he did to the women. And now he's making more money on his own than he was when he was taking from them.
Yeah.
He got like millions of dollars from these women. Okay. So my thing is this.
Okay, and what this is
Tinder Swindler. Millions of dollars from these women from going on Tinder.
Create account.
They just out there giving them money, right?
Yeah, let's see how this looks.
So this is my question, right? And I know women gonna be like, hey, listen, I don't care about that. How do you fall for something like that? Like nowadays, women are like, I want a man that got bread. I want a man that got bread. He needs to take care of all my needs. Blah blah blah. And I'm looking at these females, and I'm like, first of all, you ain't that tight. Anyway, you ain't that dime piece. No. Second of all, if you looking for a man that has all the money in the world and he just caters to you, and you bring, I hate saying bring stuff to the table. I hate that analogy. But you don't bring anything that can uplift him or make him a better millionaire, right? What makes you think that when if y'all do match up, that you're gonna be it for him? You know what I mean? You're probably just a fad. Like, all right, she's gorgeous, whatever. I have her on my arm for a little bit. Once I get tired, I'm bouncing. And all these women that keep saying, I want a guy that has money, they've already been through that process already. You know what I mean? So it's like, with these women, like, my thing is common sense, right? Now, money marries money. You know, we've had this conversation before. You know what I mean? So how are you gonna get on Tinder, or anywhere for that matter, and talk about you want a guy with money, knowing you don't got no money. Right. And then when he does pick you,
wait a minute.
Hold on.
Wait a minute.
It's true though.
It's true.
But it goes both ways.
Well, okay, stop.
Does.
Well, you can't say that because the women just proved that they have money on this show. You said that they were giving him like $200,000.
No. She was taking out loans.
She was taking out loans.
It's still
she had good credit.
No, yeah, but
she had good credit.
She had good credit. She had no money. She had good credit. She don't got good credit now.
So in turn, I'm just saying, like, I get what you're saying, but it's not registering why any person would chase a man for money like that. You know what I'm saying? Like on Tinder. Like it just it's not registering, bro.
I thought Tinder was just for sex.
I thought Tinder was just for sex.
I thought that was like a sex app.
Let's ask the professional, bro.
Wait a minute.
I'm sorry.
Wait a minute.
Not the she's a woman. That's what I'm saying. She's the only woman on the show.
Am I the Tinder CEO?
No, hey, I wish you were the Tinder CEO because we would have some money right now. You know what I mean? Hey, Tinder. I don't know what they came at. Hey, Tinder. Come holler at us, man. Like we got. Hey, we'll make your app.
What is the logic behind chasing a man with money from a woman that says she has like she brings whatever to the table? What's the premise behind it?
I mean, there is no logic, you know. Just like how women also wait on men to decide if she's going to be the woman for him.
Right.
You know?
Right. But I would say you're saying the wait, like, I'm going to mess around with this guy until he says I'm the one. Is that that's
No,
that's
I'm going to make him a king.
Oh,
and
like wait on him.
Yeah, wait on him without no type of commitment. So we have a Bishop Jones. He's a senior pastor at a church in California.
This ain't gonna start off. This ain't starting.
Nah, it ain't good.
He recently got engaged. He proposed to his long time, and when I say long time, 27 years dating this lady.
A bishop.
A bishop.
He was married. He was dating with purpose.
That's no purpose. What purpose?
God, he was waiting to hear from God. And God was like, "No, it's not."
What they say? Slow and steady.
Go ahead, Ro.
Wins the race.
I'm sorry, cut you off. Back.
So again, I ask you guys, what are you waiting for? Like, what is it that you have to wait so long to commit to someone and because 27 years, that's a marriage.
Let me speak on this real fast.
I'm going to let Carl speak on this because my wife is going to watch this show.
My wife.
We went through a long.
My current wife. So. My wife. I am a divorcee, and I have remarried within the past 2 years. Beautiful Jamie Jones. What's up, girl? So
Mr. Jones.
What I can say is, her and I met in 2013, and before meeting her. After my divorce in 2009, right, I went through a period of self-alignment, and I needed to get right with Carl before I could give myself fully to any woman. And it wasn't pretty. Like, it was a horrible mess. And any woman that did interact with me, I'm just an asshole. And I just told them straight up, this is what I'm here for. I want to meet a friend. I don't want to be with you. I'd love to have sex with you. But in the same aspect, if men aren't honest with women, of course they're gonna get duped into some crazy shit. But if a man like me is out here saying, "Hey, I'm not ready for a committed relationship," and a woman feels like she can wait on me hand and foot, at that time, during that time period, I could care less what she did because I don't need somebody to bring anything to my table. Any man in my position, right? I was a divorcee. I gave my ex-wife everything, and I'm rebuilding my life. And along the way, I don't want another person trying to add to my table so you can yank it out from up under me. I'm gonna stand on my own 2 feet. That's just from a guy like my perspective. Right. But there are some dudes out there that have been hurt, and they're out there to hurt everybody that gets in their path. True. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I would say, from a woman's perspective, you got to take that ball back in your court at some point.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Like for me, from my position in life right now, I'm looking at all the craziness that's going on with this dating world, and I'm like, yo, if they ain't being honest with you, woman, run.
Well, let me talk from my end, because I think me and Carl both being married, we have two different spectrums of this. So for me, this is some good tea. This is some good tea, by the way. My stomach stopped bubbling.
I'm over here listening to all these mental notes.
My stomach stopped bubbling.
Both of y'all married, I ain't married. So I feel like the question was really directed this way, because it's like, it's like, what is it?
Hold on. Well, take notes from me and Carl, and then do what you do with that.
No, I'm just saying, I feel like the question was more directed this way because y'all already jumped the broom. See,
yeah, but it wasn't instant though. So
okay.
So in my case, it took, like, I was with my wife 9 years before I popped the question.
Gotcha.
And for me, like, and she started getting, what do you women call it?
Antsy.
Yeah, but that's antsy. But there's a name for it or whatever, right? Or for I believe her family, her friends, some people, whatever. But like, what are you waiting on? Shit to get off the pot,
right.
Type deal. And for me, fortunately for me, she did stay by my side. She did stick with me, through those 9 years before we popped the question, because we've been together 15 years.
Gotcha.
So my thing was, I don't think I was mature enough to be anyone's husband at the time. You know what I mean? And at the same time, it was a selfish reason why, because when I met her, she was ready to be a wife and a mother. She mentally she was there. Me, it wasn't like that. Me, I was playing arena football. I was running some of the hottest clubs in Orlando. So my nightlife was on what these kids say, on fleek.
I think that's old, like 2 years ago.
It was on bomb. Anyway, so
you said that. It came off the tongue wrong. So
you was born in the 1900s, sir. 1900.
You gotta use a 1900 term.
It
was jumping.
I was a socialite. You know what I mean? Like my nightlife was whatever.
Wow. So within those 9 years, and you don't have to answer, was it just you and her, or either one of you could have had anything else on the side?
No, the thing is, in the beginning of our relationship, we were just so busy, right? So she was a D1 athlete she was at UCF. She played basketball at UCF, and I was still playing ball. And there were times where I thought that we were going to branch off and do our own thing, and we did split, short here and there, in the very beginning, because we both wanted different things. We're both alpha male, alpha female, and I honestly think what helped our relationship was when I was leaving to France to play ball in France. When I was leaving to play ball in Massachusetts or Kansas or wherever. Most women would have been like, nah, I can't keep up with that. What I mean? Because you'll have your friends that aren't in a relationship be like, yo, girl, he got them groupies and blah blah blah. Well, her having the mindset of an athlete, she didn't allow me to hear that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, she stayed positive, always was like, all right, this is your journey, and blah, blah, blah. So it came to the point where I was like, she was having that antsiness about her, and then I paused and I was like, well, PJ, what the hell are you gonna do?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you got a good woman. You know what I mean? My wife, my sister was like, what are you waiting on? My other sister was like, what are you waiting on? My father was like, what are you waiting on? All my family was like, you got a good woman. Like, what else?
Can I pause you right there?
Go ahead.
So the same thing happened on my end, 2013 to 2016. And I was coming down. I was living in North Carolina, traveling down here. I met Ro during my craziness time, right?
Yes.
You saw me.
Yes, sir.
I was just straight up honest, out there and lit, right? So from 2013 to 2017, I was like him, except I didn't have that glamorous D1 lifestyle.
Look,
you know what I'm saying? I had a regular life.
Look,
Wait, no.
They calls me Blackjack for a reason.
So in that time frame, it just when he said the catchphrase and the catch thing is, he said, "I have a good woman, and what is wrong with me?" Right? He saw her antsiness, and I like the same happened for me. I said, "Wow, she's getting antsy about the person that I am. There's something wrong with me." So
now we're talking us. I think so. We got to take people like us out the equation,
right?
Because,
I do.
Because we're few and far between, in my opinion.
We are.
When guys nowadays, I think the question poses when guys, why are they single? Why are they taking so long? Fellas, I don't mean to throw y'all under the bus like this, but you probably just ain't ready. You want to still have fun.
Put it like this.
You know what I mean? You want to. Hold on. Let me say this because
you finna jump off a cliff.
No,
but you ain't been there in a long time.
Let me say it. Let me say it. Let me attack you.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me attack you and people like you.
Go ahead.
So my thing is, and there's nothing wrong with this. There's nothing wrong with this. Some guys they want to have that comfort of a woman, but still want to be able to play. You know what I mean? And it's and my family, it's like until you put that ring on, that's not your woman. That's you can stake no claim to it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But a lot of new age women, they don't see it like that. The men do.
Yeah.
Because that's a fail safe, right? That's a loophole for us.
I didn't give you a ring. I'm not married.
That's a loophole for us. But for the women, they come into a relationship with their heart, with their feelings. Men, we're half and half.
Yeah.
And the minute y'all start, y'all pushing us, we throw that loophole. Like, look, you ain't got no ring on your finger.
And even when you tell
Nope. I'm sorry. Nope. I'm stopping.
Go ahead.
Nope. Hey, sorry. I'm cutting up.
Hold on, bro. We already big in the middle here. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Right now, in this day and age, women are just as bad as men.
Oh, no doubt.
If not worse.
No doubt.
And when I say this, I'm saying it this way because women play this game.
You talking to me?
Women play this game just as good, if not better, than some men.
I agree.
You can tell who's single.
So no, I'm just saying.
I agree.
That's the difference now. So when you're looking at a guy and you're like, well, what are you waiting on? Because I was engaged. Long time ago.
Right.
Long time ago. I was engaged, right? And one of my best friends, his wife was like, well, what you waiting on? You ain't getting no younger. So my dumb ass, you right. I ain't getting no younger.
Right.
Let me go get a ring. I get a ring, I propose. You know what I'm saying? But a couple of years later down the line, after we were engaged or whatnot, you start seeing kinks in the armor. And once you start seeing those kinks, you like, maybe this ain't where I should have been.
Right.
Maybe this ain't the right thing. So I feel like, what's the rush? If you're supposed to be together, you're supposed to be together. If it's for you, it's for you.
But shouldn't there be? I mean, and it's kind of hypocritical for me to even ask this question, though. But shouldn't there be a time limit? Because, like I said, women come into a relationship a lot different.
Bro.
Well, no,
yeah,
you can't put a time limit on it.
It's up to
I mean,
her.
there's people who have met and got married 5-6 months down the line,
right,
and been together
For
30, 40 years.
Yeah.
You're right.
You know,
So
and then there's some
time
people
really
who have
doesn't
met, dated for 8
though.
years, finally got married, and boom.
Okay,
we're divorced now.
But the thing is, I think there has to be some type of conscious time limit, because if you're not having that conversation with the person you're with, you know what I mean, then you're doing both of you guys a disservice.
And that's where it's at, having that conversation.
Right.
Because, oh God, Carl was saying earlier.
It's that tea.
I can't say Jack.
This tea's gonna have.
It's the grass tea.
So this tea's gonna give me Alzheimer's.
Carl, you know how
Still
he was
good.
saying that, like to wait and this and that. Women sometimes think that we can change you.
Yeah.
They come into the relationship or the friendship saying, you saying, hey, this is where I'm at. I'm not ready. We can have sex, this and that. But then the female's like, you know what I got? I'm gonna change him.
I've had those women in my life, and they literally like literally after the fact came at me and said, "Hey, I'm sorry for A, B, C, D, F, G," and I said, "I'm sorry for putting you through that."
Yeah, I never
and there was
did
a portion of my life where I would look at what I did. I think we've had this conversation. I looked at how I was and what I did, and understand at some point I lost who I was. Like at the end of the day, I grew up with a set of values, and somebody did something to me, and I was like, that should have never happened to me again. Point blank. Period. I'm gonna learn how to be a different type of man for myself, not for her, but for me. And I still, like, even in my current marriage, there's a certain aspect of myself I just choose not to give up, but I'm going to cater to my wife.
That's
she's
fine,
my
though.
wife.
You still got to be you.
Right.
You still got to be you.
But 100%, I'm going to ensure her soul and her spirit and her religious aspects are respected and fully.
Listen, we know Valentine's Day is on Monday.
Hey.
You don't gotta do all that,
baby. I'm in here hyping it up.
You ain't gotta hyping it up. You ain't gotta do all that.
I love you, girl.
That's where he was going with all that, right there.
My whole family up, baby.
Hey, I had the greatest wife knowing the man. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy
baby.
Valentine's Day, ladies.
No, so I want to go and get out of this. I want to get next subject. Next subject. Before we turn to Sally Jesse Raphael up here. So we're at a segment on the show where this is the 2-minute drill, right? One of my favorite segments. Basically, what it is. I propose a topic, discussion, whatever, and we have 2 minutes to debate on it, right? So my segment for today is going to JP looking it up. Look.
I'm ready. Gotta get ready.
You ready?
Go ahead, look it up.
Go ahead, look it up. Go ahead, look it up. So it's going to be, it's top 5 greatest black comedies, but in no special order. And notice this, so whatever I throw, it's no special order, right? Mm-hmm. So, my top 5.
This 2 minutes starts now, right?
Nah, it's after the 2 minutes starts after I name them.
Go ahead.
So my top 5, no special order, is Life, Harlem Nights, First Sunday,
First Sunday. Go ahead.
Friday, and Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins. All right, those are my top 5. I think those are the best movies out there, to be totally honest with you. And the 2 minutes starts now.
Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins. Mm-hmm. I don't even remember that movie. Does anybody else?
It don't count.
Welcome Home, Roscoe
If you haven't
Jenkins.
seen the movie, it don't count.
It doesn't.
I don't remember the movie.
You can't put
say
Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins.
Listen.
You have 4 black people at the table, and you're naming something like.
Bro, first of all, there's no one on this earth, in our complexion wheel, that can say they've never seen a Martin Lawrence.
So you
movie.
tell me, what about a Dave Chappelle movie, Half Baked, something silly like
Half
that?
Baked is trash.
Okay, it can be trash. What about
Barbershop? What about Barbershop?
Soul Plane?
Hell no.
Soul Plane, comedy, comedy classic.
No, comedy classic. No, I like Soul Plane. I like Soul Plane,
but it's not a classic.
But remember, how much time we got? We got like a minute.
Sister Act.
Sister Act's not really a comedy. Okay, so let me
comedy.
Let me
It's
explain.
on best black comedy movie.
Right, but you know who wrote that? A white person. So let me go.
Okay, what about white chicks?
Let me say this. The reason why I'm talking about knee slappers. Stuff that makes you like
Roscoe Jenkins. They make me go. They make me go.
When he fought old girl. When he fought old girl on the side of the road, that was funny. That's what it gives you. You know what I mean?
Did you say Boomerang?
No, he didn't.
Did you say House Party?
I'm not talking about
Big Mama's House was funny.
House Party was funny. Big Mama House funny, but it wasn't like you know what I mean? He wasn't grabbing your gut, bro. Like you ain't no funny parts like
This
that.
list is good, but it ain't grabbing gut.
What about so one that had no context and was just built to make you laugh was Pootie Tang.
No, listen. I'm not saying these movies. I'm not saying the movies that you're calling aren't funny.
Right.
I'm saying
You're saying the knee slappers.
Okay, what you're doing?
Sucker.
Listen. I'm
It's a classic.
That was on my list. That's
a classic.
That's
That was
5A.
top
5A. 5A.
No. That need to be top 5.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take off.
Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins.
Welcome on, Roscoe Jenkins.
I'll take off Roscoe Jenkins.
Throw that in the trash.
I'll take out.
Like we can
throw that.
But also, what you guys are doing is cult movies, and we all know what
cult movies are our thing.
But when we know what cult movies, they don't become cult movies until after the fact. I wait after when you see it for the 5th time and you start pulling stuff out.
Okay.
These movies are funny in real time, right? So that's the end of the 2-minute drill. I won.
Thank you.
That
was way longer. That was 2 minutes and longer.
Yeah.
That was longer than 2 minutes.
I call it timeout.
Right.
I call it TV timeout.
Pat Mahomes only took 13 seconds. That was way longer than 2 minutes. I'm just like,
I'm glad you brought up Pat Mahomes. Right now he's sitting at home. Pat is at home right now.
Couldn't duplicate it twice.
He couldn't dupe it. But we do have the Super Bowl tomorrow.
Facts.
Right. And what are you thinking, man? I mean, this is gonna be a game, man.
You got a big old ring on right now, and I want to know what you think.
Listen,
I got 7 of these, but
I'm bringing a ring.
I got 7 of these. You know,
hold on, bro. You can't scoot over that much, man. Dude, it's me and you in the middle, bro. Man. You can't scoot over that much.
No, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I think it's gonna be a great game. Much better than the last couple Super Bowls that we've seen.
Agreed.
And reason why, Ramsey, Jamar Chase. I feel like that's the showdown. That's the show that's epic right there. You know what I'm saying? Just to see those two go at it 4 quarters with the biggest trophy on the line, right there, all the accolades. I think that's going to be huge. I think at the end of the day, man.
So let me jump in right quick. So you think the highlight for you, at least, is going to be Ramsey, and I'm not disagreeing with you, Ramsey and Chase. You think 1B to that could be what Odell does? Because you know they're gonna single out Cup and be like, all right, we got to take out Cooper out the equation and put it on,
Well, I mean,
OBJ. So
no, I get where you're coming from. I mean, I feel like OBJ is gonna have a big game anyway. And the lights and everything are primed for him to have that type of game. You know, because everybody's gonna key on Cooper Kupp.
Right.
You want to take him away, and I feel like, honestly, in my opinion, I feel like Ramsey shouldn't even guard Jamar Chase.
Okay, so tell us how that should go.
No, because I mean, like, if you think about it, at the end of the day, Ramsey's a big physical corner. Jamar Chase is a smaller receiver. Not too small, but he's a small. Not Mike Evans size receiver. I feel like if you double team Jamar Chase and you lock Ramsey up with T. Higgins backside 1-on-1, now you can roll coverage of Jamar Chase and you can let Ramsey just take T. Higgins out the game. That's your best way, I feel like, of defeating Cincinnati.
Okay.
But if you put Ramsey on, I've seen the highlights, I've seen the clips, I've seen the trash talk, I don't even think it was trash talk. I think it's more of a respect thing where Ramsey's talking about shadowing Jamar Chase, which I feel like if you're that type of corner, you want that challenge.
Right.
You want to be on that big stage. You want to take out their best guy.
Well, let me ask you, because all 3 of us played football. We're all football guys. So let me ask you, I don't know much about Chase and that offense. I know that the Bengals, they do have a weak front. Right?
Yeah.
And when you play against Aaron Donald, with a weak front, that's bad news, right? But that aside, what do you think Chase's best routes? Like, what as a receiver, as a former receiver yourself, what do you think? What is his niche routes? I mean, is he, are we crossing the field? Are we doing digs? Are we doing, drags? We doing, maybe a post curl? Are we doing, sails? Or is he a down the field type guy?
He's a down the field receiver. I mean, he runs good routes. I think even when he was at LSU, he ran good routes. I feel like Jefferson did more of underneath work and stuff like that, but Jamar Chase he can run every route in the book.
Okay.
But I mean, to me, he makes his living going downfield. Just like in the last game, it was jump ball 50-50 guy. You know what I'm saying? Even in the last game, they singled him up out there, and he went, and even though he had a quiet day, but you put 1-on-1 in the red zone, he went up and got it.
Are these 2 teams that you guys knew were going to be in the Super Bowl, or it was a surprise?
She's asking a woman question right now.
No. I wouldn't say when the season started, you would think these 2 teams. Definitely not Cincinnati.
No,
definitely not Cincinnati. Cincinnati was like 4-12 last year or something like that.
Right.
So you definitely wouldn't put them in there.
And old boy was coming off a knee injury.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah. I think the more so with the Rams, you could kind of see it when they made the moves.
Right.
When they went and picked up Von Miller.
Also when they picked up Matthew Stafford. When they picked up Matthew Stafford, I think they realized that was a piece that they were missing. You know what I mean? Because regardless, he led the league in interceptions. You know what I mean? He ain't
had nobody.
He didn't.
I mean, he had a holiday.
But he's a true gritty veteran quarterback that can get the job done.
Facts.
You know, and I know a lot of people now just hating on the man. Oh, he led this, but he's also led. He's the best quarterback when it comes down to the fourth quarter. He's the best quarterback in the league. He puts up the best numbers in the fourth quarter. He puts up the best numbers, against a blitz. You know what I mean? I think his passer rating is like 183 against the blitz, with 15 touchdowns and 2 interceptions against the blitz. You know what I mean? So a lot of people are hating on Stafford, but that's like a fad type thing. Oh, we're gonna just harp on this dude to hate on him, and so everybody, you know how that is.
Hey, I got a question. So what are your predictions for this? Like, you got some numbers?
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. I watched the NFL honors. Mm-hmm. I saw Cooper Kupp got Offensive Player of the Year, and I think Andrew Whitworth got Walter Payton Man of the Year. Mm-hmm. So I mean, there's a couple of awards going out to Los Angeles Rams players, just like there's a few going out to the Bengals players. Mm-hmm. I just have this feeling it's in LA. Second time ever in history the Super Bowl's been played at a team's home field. You have all the stars. Everything's set up for the Rams. All the stars are aligning for the Rams. Everything's there, and I feel.
But you don't think they're a better team?
Oh yeah. I feel like they're a better team. Right. I feel like they're a better team overall.
Okay.
Overall.
Just want to clear that.
But I feel like all the stars are aligned for the Rams. And with that being said, I got 27-23 Cincinnati.
You think it's gonna be that close?
23.
Hopefully, so it'll be a good game.
I think that I don't think
23.
I don't think the Bengals will be able to be able to protect Burrow as much as he needs, in that pocket. And yeah, he can have all the swag and moxie all he wants. I think the Rams defense is about to give them the business. I call it 35-21 Rams.
I see that. Like I said, I agree with that. But when I just look at how everything's perfect, the honors are there, the awards going there.
That's a lot of.
At the end of the day, your pick is LA.
Middle preparation that is pushed towards the Rams.
My heart says Cincy.
Ain't nobody care about your heart, bro. Ain't nobody care about your heart.
LA.
Hey, your heart had you proposed.
My head had you proposed.
Bro, you see all this mental stuff going on, right? So as a woman preparing for the Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying? You ask the question, did you believe the teams are going to be here, right? So now that you know Super Bowl Sunday is about to happen, right? Yeah. And you're in a woman's position, like what's on your thought process?
I'm about to sit at a bar and I mean, no brainer.
Okay, so if you had a man,
Tinder, you better borrow the Tinder.
Right. Okay, so if you were in a relationship,
back with the Tinder.
If you were in a relationship, right, what would be your thought process? What would you want to know? Like, would it be like, I'm interested in the game, or oh man, I see that he's mentally there. How do I dive into that and mentally help him out? Like, what is your thought process on that?
In regards to the game, like.
Well, no. What he's saying is, let's say you're in a, okay. So, I had somebody ask me this question. Let's say my team's in Super Bowl, right? You're my wife, you're my girl, whatever. How do you want to interact with your man on Super Bowl Sunday? Do you want to just leave him be, or do you want to show support? You want to get into it?
I love football. I love the game of football. I just don't understand it as fully as you guys do.
What questions you got, girl?
No. Well, the question that my girls and I, one of the girls that I was with last night, we were having drinks, pre 2MD today.
So she
one
lit
wanted
right
to
now.
know, and I said,
that's why we got this tea.
My girl Stephanie wanted to know, why aren't the Cowboys in the Super Bowl?
Listen, let me take that as a resident Cowboy fan. Because we suck. Next question.
Thank you.
It's not even that.
That's how I feel about the game.
It's not even that.
Don't elaborate on my Cowboys no more. Let it go.
I'm just saying about the Super Bowl and about the historic events that have taken place the last two Super Bowls, with it being in Tampa, the Bucks going, and then it being in LA, the Rams going. So Roger Goodell and the NFL have came out with a recent sightings to say that no longer can that happen.
Yeah, they're gonna stop that.
You can't have a Super Bowl and be in the Super Bowl You can't host the Super Bowl. Excuse me. You can't host the Super Bowl and be in the Super
like
Bowl.
that.
You can no longer do that.
I don't think it matters.
So because of that,
I think it matters.
From now on, all Super Bowls are going to be held in the Dallas Cowboys Stadium.
Well, home.
They're moving everything. All Super Bowls are going to be in Dallas from now on. So that way you don't have to worry about the Cowboys ever playing and hosting the Super Bowl.
Okay.
So that's how it's going to be.
How dare you?
I just figured that's the best way to go.
How dare you? Listen,
Blame the commissioner.
How dare you? If Jerry Jones ever looks at this show and decides to put money on this show, you gotta go. You gotta go.
Man.
So the thing is, that's a great question that Carl posed.
Right.
For women, you have some friends that you hang out with, talk football, whatever. Do they see the importance of Super Bowl to men?
They don't.
You know, because a lot of guys, you know, what I mean, the women are just like they're. I don't want to say a lot of women. Some. There are some
women who get down with football.
Like my wife. My wife's a football. You know, is a football fan. You know what I mean? She knows the game.
She knows it.
So we're getting together on football, but some women, they won't give their man that peace for that day.
They won't.
You know what I mean?
They won't.
You know, and what can, if anything, could their man do to have them understand that this is a holiday for them?
It is.
I
Right
mean,
before
them as a
Valentine's
woman, they need to understand that because we have our spa day and manicure, pedicure, and stuff
Y'all
like
have
that.
Valentine's Day.
All of these days. So
Valentine's
that's
Day
every
is-
day.
That's a couple thing, man.
No, that's a good. Listen to that. No.
Okay, stop. No, wait. Let me say this.
We all know
I woke
Valentine's
up-
is
I
a
woke-
woman's holiday.
I woke up. It's not a. Okay, you trying to call me a woman? Chill out. I woke up.
Well, listen, you keep touching my knees under the table, bro.
Oh God!
That's gay.
Don't want you to move over, bro.
Stop. Look, so I woke up and my wife is trying to treat me to Valentine's Day. Like, come on now, she got us a chef. So that's a couple thing.
I saw that. That was nice.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah.
On a woman.
I'm saying this. When it comes to Valentine's Day, that is
Women value it more.
It's
Yeah.
more catered to females than males. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you have some women who are like, I want to treat my man as
Right.
well.
Right.
But majority of society
Yeah.
even considers it more.
Right.
It's more for
Right.
females.
I think women
I
just
feel
need to-
like with Black History Month, with February, whoever took the damn 29th and the 30th day should come back and get the 14th.
Well,
Take that shit with
hey,
you.
yeah, the crazy.
Take that-
Hey,
took the 29th
it's
and
even
took the
crazy
30th.
you even bring up
Take
Black
the
History Month. Happy Black History Month, everybody out there.
Yes.
I appreciate you. Somebody just needs to tell Joe Rogan that.
Joe, let me talk to you.
Let's talk about that. Let's dive into that.
Let me
Go
talk
ahead.
to it. Like Joe, he said he dropped the M-bomb and Indiana RE, she caught it and she put it out there. He said it multiple times. I know.
Pause for 1 second. Let's just get back. She didn't catch it. A lot of people caught it, but a lot of people gave him a fucking pass. She didn't give him a pass.
She's the artist, the famous artist that put it out there. Like he said it X amount of time, right? This is me to Joe. As a person that I have friends in the military, and I respect you for dealing with the military and coming in and providing us with information on how to get better, right? As a person that has had friends say, hey, you need to watch the Joe Rogan show, I think you're in a position now, you know you messed up, you admitted that you messed up, you admitted the word is not yours to utilize. I would love to hear Joe Rogan come back and say, this is why white people should not use this word, and have it like a segment of his show, because he's on a platform that nobody can touch right now, and have a segment on why, not we shouldn't say the word because of racism. Go on a little bit of depth on why that word shouldn't be said. And if you can do that, I think it'll show that the reason why the word does not belong to white people.
I'm gonna say this, but that's a grown ass man.
He is.
That's a grown ass man that has black friends.
He
You know what I
does.
mean? Like, you know black culture. You had Snoop on your show. Mike Tyson almost bust your ass on your show. You know what I mean? There is, I hear what you're saying.
Right.
He knew he was wrong when he said
But
it.
I don't think he's racist.
Listen, that's not for me.
It's not for me to figure out.
That's not for me to say yes or no because I can't get in his mind. But what he said was racist. And what he said was bullshit. You know what I mean? He knew, the whole world. If you look at the podcast he had when he was talking about they were going to a movie
and he was
and it was a bunch. They walked into the jungle and Planet of the Apes. If you look at his guests, how their mannerisms, their faces, you knew the minute he said that shit, they were like, yeah, you went too far. And they probably said that shit. But at the end of the day, he's been getting the pass.
So
and
you know what I mean?
It's not the first time.
It's not the first time. So honestly, his apology don't mean shit to me.
Okay.
Because he's been saying it his whole fucking life. You know what I mean?
How do you figure he's not racist?
I would say his actions and his apology and the words he used. He said the word is not for me to use, and I say he's not a racist because he's an entertainer and a comedian. He was getting a pass because of his friends, and just like in the streets, if you have friends that white people that are your friends, and some of them have had that past, like they've had that past where people allow them to say the N-word with no regard. They try to use it in front of you. I'm just that type of dude that's not going to allow anybody to say it in front of me. That's not from that background.
Right.
How was it used? I read about it, but
well, he just I didn't want to watch the video because I already knew Joe Rogan. I've never liked Joe Rogan. Let's be real. I've never liked him. And the time that he had Mike Tyson on the show, and he was afraid that Mike Tyson was going to jump on him, I watched that show because I know Mike Tyson's a no-nonsense dude, especially when it comes to racism. And I was hoping Mike Tyson was going to just knock his block off, like dead ass serious. You know what I mean? But like Carl says, he may not, and it's hard for me to even say this.
Right.
You know what I mean? He may not be a racist, but the reason why Carl can say that and people can say that is because they've been given not Carl, but he's been getting so many passes.
A lot of passes.
You know what I mean? So many passes in his life to say some derogatory shit.
Hey,
and no one checking him.
Jeffrey Dahmer had friends.
Right. You know what I mean?
He was a murderer.
He needs to get checked in real time. Mm-hmm. You know.
I think my
he needs to get checked in real time, and he doesn't. You know what I mean? So
I guess the reason why I say that is because it's like if it's okay to give a person a pass, if you have friends who are like, oh, okay, we grew up together, it's okay for Timmy to say this. Mm-hmm.
Around you.
Around you. But if you're doing it behind closed doors, I feel like that's more racism than
it is.
Yeah,
you know.
So it's like, I don't understand how somebody could say, well, Joe, I don't feel like he's racist.
Take action to correct your problem.
Racist.
Anyways, so Joe, you can kiss my, you know what. But listen, fam. Like I had a great time with y'all today. You know what I mean? We didn't have the spicy Latina come out today, but she put some in this damn cup. But anyways, man, I appreciate you guys watching the show. Appreciate you guys giving us the support. You know what I mean? And just giving us all the love for us able to do this at Full Sail. I'd like to thank Full Sail.
Thank you very much
for bringing us in here on that sound stage, for making our first show a great one. We love you guys. Thank you for the opportunity. And as your boy Blackjack and Carl Jones and CIX and the beautiful Roro Rodriguez, I'd like to sign off and say thank you guys for coming.
Hey, like, share, follow.
Absolutely. And see you next time. It's 2MD.
2MD.
Yee.